Hello everybody, welcome to today's episode. This hopefully is going to be a bit more of an interesting episode than last time because I should be recording properly and I won't lose the footage this time. So I'm hoping that this episode is going to be more interesting than the last one. It was a bit rushed, the last episode. I did manage to get some Elijah, which is pretty good, but hopefully today we'll be back up to standards and I'll be able to produce something that's a little bit more interesting to watch. So today we're going to focus mainly on the building and decorating, continuing to decorate the area I started working on in previous previous episodes, and also going to start planning a new building, which is going to have a couple of uses. Going to have some villager trading in there. I'm going to also put beehives on the top and have a bit of a honey farm on the roof of it, and maybe a sugarcane farm mixed in. I'm just going to see how that goes. It's not going to be producing a huge amount of honey and sugarcane, but it's more for the fun really, and just because it's interesting to look at. So, welcome to today's episode. Let's get started. So if I go up the bubble elevator here, you'll remember from other episodes it was just boring and flat. I built this tree up here and I am just in the process of working on this little footpath which leads into my kind of starter home just here. Also, what I want to start working on in this episode is this area here. So in this shulker box I have got a couple of things for the building I want to work on. Let's put that glass in there as well. So I'm going to get a colour palette together of what colours I want, and this whole area here is going to be one huge building. Right out from probably, let's just mark it out a bit, probably like to here, all the way to kind of here. We're going to remove that house, maybe even bigger actually. I want it raised up as well, so there might be, staircases going up. Maybe terraform the land a bit so it's a bit higher up, but it'll come all the way back to here probably. I just need to begin to map that out in this episode really. So that would be basically the area we're looking at, but maybe have it extend over here a bit too. So the footpath needs extending as well, of course, so that will need some work probably in today's episode as well, and it's kind of lots of little bits today really. Okay, so to begin to work on this area, I'm just going to build up a kind of frame for how I want this building to look. I'm still not 100% sure where I'm going with it, but I've got a rough idea and I don't want it to be on ground level. I want it to be kind of raised up on I might build like a stone base for it. It won't be neat, I don't think. I think it'll look more like jagged rock. I want it, there's going to be a main hall in it I think, but I also want like offshoots, kind of a little bit like you see in cathedrals where like you've got the one long rectangle but you've got these kind of like offshoot chapels and things like that on the side, but it's not going to look like a cathedral of course. That's not going to look remotely like one, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment. So maybe this wing could come maybe even right out here. Actually what I might do is that could be like a walkway going across and have that coming back over here. And then what I'm thinking of doing, if we chop away some of this because I don't need it, and actually I do want to pick up that bell. Yeah, chop away some of this because I don't need it, and build another building here on this side. So maybe having a walkway going across, which might look quite cool. So I'll just chop away this and I'll map that out and I'll show you what that is going to look like in a moment. So here we are so far then. I have marked out a rough area of where I want this new building to go. It is a little bit patchy because it's not going to be perfect anyway. This little walkway above here might not stay here like it is. It's just to mark out roughly where I want that going. And there will be another building here, but I'm not going to work on that in this episode. I'm just going to leave it for now. But I remembered there's actually a villager trapped inside this little house, so I will actually build the building around that villager. And I'm just going to light up this area before I get mobbed, literally. I'll build the building around that house so that the villager can actually be in be in the building when I build it. So that's the plan so far. So I've just begun to work on this area, connecting the front of this house to the back of this house where the stables are. I did decide maybe not to go piling straight into building that huge building, because I kind of realised that things were a bit unfinished in other areas, and I wanted to start feeling like it was coming together. And I thought it doesn't really work having buildings all over the place and different things dotted around. So I started to work on this area more too. So what I've done here is I've built a little glowberry farm just under here. The grass is just finishing growing there, but I just thought that might be useful because I use them for building and decorating a lot, and also they're a food source. So this area now is almost complete, except the behind the stables area and the interiors. But yeah, I'm really happy with that glowberry farm. I think it looks quite nice. So if you just take you into the back, I'm walking backwards here for some reason. It's just got some stone fences with some moss behind it, and I've lit it up with the shroom lights, and I think even at night it looks quite atmospheric as well, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just beginning to build up a kind of like a base layer for this building, the foundation, and I'm just using plain stone for now while I just make the shape. I will add in different stone textures and things like that later on as I go, but at the moment it's just a matter of getting a feel for what it's going to look like, and you know, the area it's going to cover and the shape I want it. So it's a little bit dull at the moment, but that's okay, because like I say, it's just like I suppose it's like the equivalent of like a pencil sketch before I do the real drawing and bring in the paints, if you like. So if that was the like a grand staircase, would that work? Maybe coming down here, 3 wide maybe? Or maybe 3 wide, but then it turns. So let's just actually put that there, having it widening as it goes down. So that'll be 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it kind of widens. That'd be quite cool, I think. We can make it longer as well, so it's not so steep. So if that was the staircase, then maybe we have the entranceway about here and here. Now I'm thinking I still can't find any bamboo anywhere, by the way, which is really, really irritating. So look at that. So that looks quite interesting. Has it got the depth though I need? Well, maybe, I suppose I could. Where's my bucket? So, as I was lying in bed last night, I had a bit of a think about what I want this to look like, and I think I've kind of decided, because that's the kind of thing I do, lie there awake at night thinking about Minecraft textures and different blocks. But I think I've kind of decided what I want to do. So, what I'm going to do here is the base is probably going to be ender stone and ender bricks, and I think I'm going to build it up into changing the textures as we go up, and use some sand coloured blocks. So as you get near the top, the colour kind of changes from near the bottom. And at the top, I'm going to put a platform, a wooden platform. And I think what I'm going to do is have that as like a watchtower. So it's going to be fairly simple, and I'm just going to perhaps have a spiralling staircase going up the inside of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it might actually look really good. So that is my plan. So the next stage for me now is to go and find lots and lots and lots and lots of sand. I actually don't know where. Well, I know there's some there, but I mean lots. I don't actually know. Is there a desert biome near me? I'm not sure now. I might just have to go on a bit of an adventure. There's a fair amount there, but I don't want to like pilfer this whole area, because even though I have done down there, pilfer this whole area because I'll ruin the landscape. Hang on a minute, did I? In the nether, I may have built a nether portal miles away, so if I get the sand from there, it won't matter. I'm actually really liking the way this is coming together, really. As I walk around, sometimes I think, wow, I've done a lot of work so far. There's still lots to go, though. and obviously because I work full time, it's quite difficult to get the work done I want to on it really. So I found this lovely little beach area because I couldn't find a desert biome, and I'm just getting some food together, sorry, because I've come here and realised, oh, there's more sand here. So there's plenty of sand in this area for me to harvest on mine, or whatever terminology you want to use. I'm just getting some food together, yeah, like I say, because I've come here with no food. So I've got a little workstation set up over here in the back, and that's currently cooking some sheep, and now it's going to cook some pig. So I'll put that in there and I'll start harvesting some of this sand. And I forgot to bring a shulker box. That's really annoying. Oh no. Oh, maybe I can go back for it. How far? We're not far away. No, I'm gonna have to go back. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we've got my shulker box now. I've coloured it yellow, kind of to match the sand, and there's nothing left to do now than other than just harvest all this. Now, it's a pity really, because this is quite a nice area, but I don't think I'll ever build this far. My base is just there. That huge tower there is to help me not get lost, but you know, I need the sand, so I've got to harvest it. I can always put some back if we ever wanted to build in this area, because it is quite a nice area. Got a little bit of a problem. Where has it gone? There's a creeper blocking me in. Is it despawned? Run! It'd be a disaster if that blew everything up. Right, is it gone? Bow. Can I get him from here? Yes. I'm just going to mark it out with this for now, and then what I'm going to do is remove that. Put that there for now. I'll remove. Oh, come on! So what was I saying? I can't even remember now. I'll put this here for now, and then I will. I can't work and speak at the same time. I'll put these endstone blocks here for now, bricks here for now, and I'll remove the grass blocks from underneath. Right. I think that's a proper circle. The other problem I've got is that I cannot for the life of me find bamboo anywhere, which is so irritating. Let's fill that back in. I think I've lit that area up enough down there. It could be a bit of a death trap, I don't know. Is that wandering? Oh, I thought I saw a wandering trader then. So I'll get to work on this and I'll cut back to you in a minute when I'm doing something a little bit more interesting and I've got something to show you. So I've just begun to build up this base layer with the endstone bricks, and now what I'm going to do now is work on the blending. So I built it all up equally, but now I'm making it unequal just to kind of help with the blending process a little bit. So I've chipped away some blocks, I'm adding some blocks in just to make sure that it doesn't look too kind of neat and uniform. This just, I think, just makes it look a little bit more natural, a little bit, ooh, a little bit less like Minecrafty, if you like, blocky. So what I'll do on top of this is I'll start to add in the what do we call it? Cut sandstone, I think is what I decided on, isn't it? Let's just have a look at what I've got down here. Yeah, that's not so bad. Oh, leave me alone. One of the things I've learned about playing Minecraft is ignore what the block is titled. So obviously you would never build a building with just sand in real life, but it's more about the colour than it is about what the label it has. So, because you're limiting yourself in a lot of ways in Minecraft, I think, if you oh, that's a pain, isn't it? Yeah, you're limiting yourself a lot of ways in Minecraft if you only use blocks for what they're titled. So, for example, if you only use stone and concrete to build, you're limiting yourself when there's lots of like interesting textures on the other blocks. So I try to, as I've played more and more, I've tried to not really think about the names of the blocks and just think about what the colours are. Because if you think of it, blocks like pumpkins and melons, they're really interesting, but you might not think of building with them because they're called pumpkin and melon, but they're not actually really that, are they? That's just a code and a pattern in a game. So 1, 2, 3. Oh no. One, 2, 3. Oh, I can't even count it. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did they say? 10 or 9? Or let's just finish these blocks off. Oops. And there is your problem with sand. Now this is getting high now. I really should have mixed in some different blocks in that sand, because that is a real pain, that. Oh. I mean, you could have that tower mega high, really. There's another option. I feel like I feel like it's too fat to have a. I need some food anyway before I do anything. Oh, my glowberries should be done. Let's have a look. Any more? I do actually need to finish this off. Let's just do that. How much do they give you? Oh, is that it? Oh, they take ages to grow and they're hard to find, and they give you 1 hunger block. Oh well. Okay, so what I've decided to do is just finish off the top section for today. There's still a little bit of work that needs doing around the edge of this build, but I think it's one of those things that just needs to go on over a long period of time. It's quite a big build, really, for the length of time I have to actually produce the videos. So I'm just getting some spruce wood at the moment, and then I'm going to finish off that top section. So at the moment it's almost like it's got no top bit, so I want it to still look fairly complete by the end, even though it won't have a proper interior. But I think that'd be a good place to end, really. I'm going to put some fires maybe at the top and make it a little bit more interesting to look at rather than unfinished. So hopefully I'll get it to the point where it looks finished from the outside by the end of this video. And by the way I'm chopping down this tree at the moment, a really great technique for chopping down big trees. So what you do is you spiral all the way up, and then you stand kind of in the middle here, and you do this, and you just spin round and chop all the way back down again. It just is a much easier way of chopping down these huge 4-block trees. I can't remember where I actually learned it. I think, did I see someone do it on Hermitcraft or something? I'm not sure, but just a little tip for you there anyway. Okay, so this is where I'm up to now, and I am just running out of steam for building this build. It's not finished yet. You can just see I'm beginning to work on the top up there, but I'm pretty happy with how far we've come with this, because it's been a very time consuming this episode. So we've got the start of that tower there. The bottom still needs some work just here. This isn't how it's going to look at the bottom. We've got the front of a building here which isn't at all finished. I've managed to do some of those fields, and I've also worked on this area around here in this episode. This here isn't finished either, and this isn't on the left. Wow, this is an episode of me saying things that aren't finished. I've managed to make this glowberry farm, which looks quite cool. Finish off this area with this tree and just begin to get this area finalised. But my favourite view of the tower so far is coming out of here. It's just nicely framed between the trees and the stables, and once it's finished I think it'll look quite impressive as you walk through here especially. So this is slowly beginning to take place, this little civilization I'm building, and I'm pretty happy with it. You can see there though that there probably needs to be more attention to the lower half of that tower here, because it's a bit bland from looking at it from this side. But what I might do is a pointed roof, a big pointed roof on the top, because I think that might look quite good. But yeah, that's probably it for today's episode. I just can't do any more, and I've got to start working on the editing, otherwise I'll overlap, and before you know it, it's going to be 3 or even 4 weeks before I've put a video out. So yeah, it's a bit messy, it's a bit of a building site around here, but really happy with the way that's gone. So anyway, if you watched today's episode, thank you very, very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great week and take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.